Okay, sorry, all that introduction and I was on mute. All right. So what I was saying before is what I was saying is when you join in or whenever you join in on this video, go ahead and post your name, where you're from, and how you doing in myEcon. Okay. I don't want true confessions. We good. We don't need true confessions. We just pick up wherever we are and we get motivated and we start from there. Okay. So no need for true confessions. But I was letting you know that this is my second time. I promise to be on every Friday with something to help us grow and to get going. We got 6 months left in the year. So that means that we have every day of these 6 months to put our finances in order. We talked about what to do, or what you should be doing to prepare yourselves for the last 6 months. I started off by just giving you some very simple tips and a very simple formula that you could use to estimate your tax liability without having to go through all the hoopla. I sure hope you go back and watch that video and run it time and time again. Take it slow, go back to the video, get your pencil and paper, get serious about your money, okay? Listen, all of us at some point may get thrown off, okay? If we do not have people, money management, I'm not going to even say CPAs because that's okay. And so, but if we don't have anybody managing our money but us, we get thrown off with the cares of life, and that's okay. That's why we're here, to continue to back each other up, to continue to remind each other that these things are necessary. So we're right in the thick of summertime when our finances can truly be blown because we haven't managed it. If we've already gone into the summer and we did not plan out our vacations, right? Just want to give you this tip. Then there are possibilities that you will go and spend your money and spend too much of it. And come August, when it's school time, or August, when we're moving into our winter season, then we are going to have a true winter season. Okay. Our money is going to look like winter. So before I go to what I want to present, I want to remind you that even if you did not plan it all year long or from one year to the next year, okay, to take this vacation because we didn't know, because we were in the pandemic. I don't want the pandemic to fool us. Man, we're trying to break out, right? And one of the worst things probably to do is break out, because I know I have to hold myself back. I'm just glad to be out a little bit, not having to wear this little old mask and all this kind of stuff everywhere. And I have to pull back and say, whoa, buddy, okay, this is your money. We're not fixing to just go hip hopping around every restaurant that it is, every ball game, every vacation. A resort that calls, and now they're really calling because the pandemic is lifting, and you're getting those calls, buy these trips, but you got to pay for the trip after you get there. Might be $59.99, but you don't want to go to Disney World and don't spend under $2,000 because you really want to go and have a good time with you and your family, depending on how many of you it is, right? Or Miami. Ooh, that's been really hot. And all the beaches, okay? Biloxi, Mississippi, and so forth. So don't blow your wad, y'all. Don't blow your wad. Be careful, because you got to live. You got to live after this summer as well. And we are being taught, and we are being, listen, the government provided funds and is providing different programs and grants and so forth for business owners. This is also a good time for you to actually run your business like a business, for real though, because I have the pleasure of saying I have 2 or 3, 4 entities, and each one of them was funded because I run it properly. Now, do I make millions of dollars? Oh no, I'm not on here bragging about all of that. I hadn't hit that button yet. But the bottom line is my foundation is solid, my operation is solid, and the things that I've learned in myEcon from the time that I've been a part of myEcon, we're going to talk about some real stuff, because y'all getting all that other stuff, but I want to talk to you about how to really run your business like a business and be a business owner that you are, and not to be disconnected from myEcon. And I don't know why people's mentality got to the point that they got to go open up 100 LLCs, pick out this, pick out that. Y'all got to change that mentality about your business. You are a business, and you, although you got one little link and one little website, you are e-commerce, and anything and any business that you're going to open up from here on out in this nation is basically going to be e-commerce, because that's how you sell the most, regardless. So you might as well get used to myEcon being a business, treating it like a business, so that you can have opportunities you want to have. I mean, like, my husband runs this part of the business, myEcon. Guess what? He was able to get a PPP loan, right? I tried to help you guys understand that, but we operate our business as a business. So we had the proof. We have everything we need. We've been running. I don't care if I don't make $1 million out of the myEcon system, and I don't care if I don't have 300 or 500 people in my team, my business was still in order to get a PPP loan. Not to mention my nonprofit and my other entities were available to get those things. So we've got to have that powwow with you guys. Again, I hate it that we do, but we've got to have that powwow about your mentality, about the business that you are paying for on a monthly basis, and the advantage that if you would change your mindset, I ain't talking about money, I'm talking about business, period, you would be, and you have positioned yourself, or you in a great position, you just don't know it, and you're not operating it as such. So I just want to plug that in there for you guys, but we're still talking about what are we going to do financially from now within this 6 month going into the 7th month that will help us. So I talked about a couple of weeks ago, go get the video, go watch it. But I talked about how you can just do a simple mathematic to get to know your estimated tax liability. I hope it was understandable, trying to make it very clear to you. But the only way you can understand that, guys, is that you take it serious. You go to your laptop, get off your phone, go to your laptop, get a piece of paper, sit down with your spouse or your children, or alone, if you're alone, and write down stuff and go back. This is how I learned the finances and myEcon anyway. I can't say it enough, is that I burned the midnight oil. The recordings, all I did was go to my office, or sometime in my bed, sometime in the bathroom, and I played the voices of the leaders, Leon, and I took, I think our other leader in was it Memphis says copious notes. So I took those notes, and then I regurgitated them and would go back and read them out loud and say them out loud, so that I could, once I regurgitated that information, it became a part of who I am. And then I could start activating it and actually making it work for my life. So I thank God for myEcon. I would never not practice the principles of myEcon. I would never not pay my membership in myEcon. I would never put myEcon down. I will always lift it up, because myEcon has me where I am now. And if I didn't know or learn how to operate this business, let's take off the network, because a lot of y'all talk about y'all don't want to recruit, y'all don't want to do all that nasty idea that has been put in your head about how to run a networking business is what's going to catapult you to whatever your desires are and awaken your desires. Because if you learn how to do this, I promise you, you can do everything else that you're trying to do, no matter what it is. Y'all better take my word for it, because I'm doing it, okay? And there are many of us who are doing it. All right, so let's go to what I want you to look at financially next, that is important to you guys right now. Okay, first of all, I want you to know that all I did was right here. All I did was type in irs.gov, and I went to the search bar and I typed in W-4, okay? Now I want to do a little more extension to this W-4 training on this note, just on an awareness, because you got to get in here and stop being afraid to read, underline, print out, highlight for yourselves, guys. This is so important because my children call me. Your children are going to call you and ask you these questions. Then what you going to do, which some of y'all do? Y'all going to wait and say, well, hold on, let me get with Miss Pace. Well, hold on, let me get with my CPA. Hold on, well, let me get. These are the things that you are supposed to implement into your family, period. You're supposed to understand this, period, and begin to operate from this standpoint in your life. It's got to become a part of your lifestyle. So all I did was type that in. You have a paper W-4 form, which we'll come back to in a moment. And then you have, I wanted you to see that you have what it says about your W-4 employee withholding. Little information just right here that tells you that Form W-4 is completed by employees and given to their employer so their employer can withhold the correct federal income tax from the employee's pay. Now, this does not include your state income tax forms. So those of you who have a state income tax, you should also obtain a copy of that form so that you can look at the information there and complete that as well. Sometimes, now Arkansas has one of the highest rates in state taxes, okay? And a lot of times, and really, if you don't operate a business, you don't have a winning side in the state of Arkansas. I don't care what they say. They don't have a lot of breaks for you individually. And you can go in the hole and be owing them, or you might get a very small refund back. But you still want to go and complete that form to properly fit you, because if you have been owing on your state, then that means that that form for that state is not completed properly. I get a lot of clients who are on in on their state and they have never taken a look at their state form to complete it properly, okay? But this is about your federal only, okay? The next thing you need to know, and I'm not gonna go over this in detail, I'm gonna go back to the W-4 form. The next thing you need to know is that you have other W-4 forms that may apply to you. You guys need to start searching this out so you can be aware of this when it comes to your taxes, okay? W-4S, that's a request for federal income tax withholding from sick pay, okay? Sick pay, including recent updates, sick pay, withholding from sick pay. Y'all need to go and see what this means to you. Sick pay, such as an insurance company, if you want federal income tax withheld from the payment, some of y'all will get paid from your insurance company, and then when you get ready to fill out your tax refund, your tax paperwork, you will get a form that these funds have been distributed to you. Well, if you know that these funds are going to be distributed to you because you are sick and they're going to be given to you, check to see if you're going to get a W-4, a W-2 on this. And if so, you might want to look at filling out the W-4S so that taxes can be extracted from that, because this could put you in a deficit when you file your tax refund. I know this is good information, so y'all put down there now, this good information, Ms. Pace, when it hit home, because some of y'all have probably been through that. I think I'm gonna share this live. You got another form, a W-4 form, which is voluntary withholding request. Okay, use this form to ask payers to withhold federal income tax from certain government payments. So you need to take a look at this. If you're a military and so forth, y'all, whatever condition, I'm not trying to go over it individually, but these are the things that we need to be aware of. Past that regular W-4 form, you need to be aware of these W-4 forms also. Then you have the W-4P form. This one really hurts people because you have no deductions coming from your pensions and annuities or your retirement when you retire, trusts and estates and so forth. You guys end up owing. And I see a lot of senior citizens, and we getting there because if you're over 50, you hitting home, you sliding into it, okay? You're going to slide on up to that senior citizen, Medicare, Medicaid, and so forth. Well, you need to take a look at this W-4P form, complete it to your condition, and send that in so the proper amount of deductions can be taken here. Now, I recommend this as a tax professional to you all as myEconers, because some of you are failing at keeping records and creating deductions and understanding that your life can be a deduction and how that's done. And so you're still going to be in for a rude awakening. But if you don't have those things in place, or you need to average that out every year so you will know what type of condition that you need to estimate. That's why you need to look at the first video. So now we got the withholding certificate for pension and annuity. And then we have our tax withholding estimator. And I'm going to go through the paper, and then I'm going to go through the estimator. Okay, so any questions, even if you're not looking at this right now, you can put this in the comment later, and I'll come back and try to answer that for you. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to do your research before you ask me a question. I actually want you to go to irs.gov. Look for this W-4 page, type in W-4, and look for that page and read before y'all come to me, because we've got to get to the point that the name myEcon stands for My Economy. And the purpose behind that was to get individuals to begin to take control of their economy. And you can't take control being ignorant. The scripture says, I would not have you ignorant, my brethren. And the only reason you stay ignorant is it will be by choice. You do not have to have a financial degree, a business degree to understand this, okay? All right, so let's go here. I'm gonna get you this paper version. Now, the reason I'm pulling up the paper version, I wanna make it easy for you. First of all, it used to be where this paper version did not have the instructions that it has. But I, for one, like the instructions. It is specific. On the other hand, I also think that it is a way to throw us off in some ways because the top lines changed and you won't go, you get scared. It's very simple though. Okay, so when you look at the paper version, it's very simple to complete. You got your step one, which is all about your personal information. And I told you guys, and I think I've done it for those who have subscribed to my website. You have been seeing that I've been talking about this information for a while. In C of step one, you need to know your tax filing status. That is so important. If you are unaware and you are putting it in here wrong, then you're not frauding. But if you are aware that you are married, okay, by December 31st, at the end of every tax year, you're married filing jointly. If you are aware, but you are here and saying, I'm filing head of household or I'm filing single, then that's fraud, okay? If you don't have the few reasons that you can do this on, for instance, married filing separately, you're still reporting yourself as joint, but you're gonna go to married filing separately. And the reason they put married file, I love they changed this form, y'all, because it's easy for you to understand, or should understand financially. When you file your taxes without your husband or your wife, or now significant other can be placed on there, y'all, we're marrying men, women, married women, and it's allowed to be considered as married, okay? Then what this is telling you, when you see this line, is telling you that you get the same treatment as single when you do married filing separately. And what you don't do is you don't get earned income credit. You don't get what you could have gotten if you had done married filing jointly. You're going to be in the same tax standard deduction as the single person, and you lose some opportunities. For those of you who are married, filing jointly, or qualifying widow, widower, you're going to be in the same category. And this is one that has often been misused and mishandled because people are doing head of household, and you know that you do not have a dependent. You know that you don't legally have a dependent, but that's cool when you file your own stuff online, because me as a professional, I'm not going to file it that way for you, because that is tax fraud. A married couple is a married couple. And somewhere along the line, even us as myEconers have been sharing this wrong. We have been told wrong that we should separate our on our taxes as head of household. This is not the church head of household. This is the government head of household, which is defined. If you're unmarried, that's the first thing. Pay more than half the cost of keeping up a home for yourself and a qualifying individual. Go look up a qualifying individual. Moms, dads, even if they're in a nursing home, children, adults that you are taking care of may not be in your home, but you have proof that you are taking care of the individual, then it's a possibility they become your dependent and you are head of household then. Step 2, that's very simple. Follow the instructions here. If you have 2 jobs, you by yourself, or if you have a spouse that has a job, don't ignore step 2. Follow the instructions, okay? You can either go to the estimator, or you can go to the bottom of this worksheet and you can follow the instructions and find your answers here. It's very simple to do. Let's scroll on down. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. You're going to start in this multiple job worksheet. You're going to answer it accordingly. And then you're going to go to this wage form down here. Find your status. Okay, married filing jointly, single, or married filing separately, head of household, and you'll be able to complete that that line or that step. Okay. The next thing is right here. Don't get confused. On step 3, we are talking about claiming dependents. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, if y'all not making $200,000 or less, or 400,000, well, okay, if your total income will be $200,000 or less, $400,000 or less if you're married filing jointly, then you need to answer these 2. So this is how you answer this. You're going to answer either or for your dependent. So a dependent that you have that is under age 17, and I don't know why they don't put 17 and under, within that tax year. For instance, we're in 2021, but next year we're going to be 2022. If your child turns 17 in 2021, okay, or does not turn 17 in 2021, then you still claim them as a dependent and you have a child tax credit of $2,000. So you're going to put 2,000 there, and guess what? 2,000 is going to come on this line. Now, if that child is still in college, you're still taking care of their household, paying their rent somewhere, can show at least 50%, or you have any other qualifying dependent, this is called a other dependent. Okay, they did away with the $1,500 we used to get for just having dependents on our forms. Okay, they tricky, so they lowered it to $500. So anybody that's 18 and above, that's going to be $500. Okay, you're not going to fill out the top line. That's $500. That's how it's going to go. Now, step 4. These are optional adjustments to your income. Other income, not from a job. If you want tax withheld for other income you expect this year that won't have withholding, this may include interest, dividends, and retirement income. So remember, I showed you all those W-4 forms on there, right? And all those W-4 forms, you could adjust because they affect these. But say that you're not going to adjust those. Well, what you need to do is you need to add up annually If you're going to get $20,000, $50,000, $10,000, $5,000 from dividends, interest income, or retirement income, that's where you would put this, right? Because on your regular job, they're going to go ahead and take the taxes out to cover that. Okay. Now, if not, you can go to that income and let it come out of that income. Okay. The next thing is deductions. If you expect to claim deductions on other than the standard deduction and want to reduce your withholdings. So this is going to be about your business. Average your 3 years. If you've been in business 3 years, average your 3 years of deductions. Go to your Schedule C, add them up and see what they will be out of 3 years. Divide them by 3. Then you can put, okay, $20,000. You're going to have $20,000 worth of deductions, right? Okay, don't just put a number there. I'm not recommending you just put that 20,000. I'm just saying, go to what's your number. I'm not even recommending nothing. If you know that you are the type of person that does not use the cash flow manager, has been not even part-time working your business, but sporadically working your business, basically you are a hobby. If you know that you don't even keep up your monthly payments for your business to be a business operating, don't show enough. Don't put nothing there. Don't put a thing there, okay? Because we're not going to be responsible for that. And then on line C, if it says extra withholding per pay period, I ain't going to just put $10 there extra, because I'm going to do my math. I'm going to go to, now this is where we're going to go to the electronic dude. And we're going to see if we are paying in enough or not. Or I'm going to use my estimator by hand. Look at the other video. When you fill that out, all you have to do is sign it and submit this, guys. Okay? Takes a little thought, looking over your income, but I promise you it's durable for you to do on your own. Anybody agree with that? Anybody feel like you could do this on your own? I feel like I'm in church. I'm sorry to say it like that, but I'm just asking the question. The longer I stay a pastor, it's my fourth year. I sound like a one everywhere. I'm not trying to sound that way. Lord have mercy. But let's go to the tax withholding estimator. Now, I'm just going to go to it. I'm not going to go through it and everything. But check your tax withholding for 2021. Remember, this is to tell you what needs to happen now for the rest of the year. So these are some of the questions that are going to be on this tax withholding form. So you're going to need your check stub. You're going to need everything that is telling you in order to answer this. Get your check stub out. Get your insurance and whatever you have going on. Get your tax refund return out and take a look. Use the tax withholding estimator. All right, we're going to click on that. Guys, it's going to be simple. I'm just going to wade through here on a simple, we're going to do a single person because we answered that question. May another person claim you as a dependent? No. Do you plan to claim a dependent? No. Why? Because I put single as my filing status. Do you or will you hold a job this year with paychecks from which federal income tax is regularly withheld? Yes, I do. How many jobs do you expect to hold this year? I'm only going to hold one. Okay. Will you receive income from a pension this year? No, I will not. I am not retired or anything. So check all that apply to you. Other sources of income and tax payments, don't have those. Demographics, I'm not 65 or older, and I'm not blind. So I'm going to go next. Do you expect to hold this job the entire year? Yes, I do. Okay, isn't that simple? How frequently are you paid? Okay, we're going to just go to once a month. I'm paid once a month. I'm a school teacher. On what date are you paid in the month? Okay, I'm paid and paid on the 20th of every month. Okay. So once you enter the total wages you expect to receive this year, $50,000. Okay. Have you already received any bonuses? No, ain't none of that happened. Using this last pay stub, enter the federal income taxes withheld year to date. Okay, I'm gonna say $2,500. Okay, per pay period. So I get paid once a month. If this is 6 months, I'm gonna take $2,500 and I'm just gonna divide it by 6 months. So I'm gonna say I've been paying in $416.67 per pay period. Okay, did you or will you contribute to the tax? No, this is going to be a simple. And I don't contribute to HSA, FHA, any of that. Those questions are asked because generally those, they would probably ask you for the amount because that is pre-tax information and they are deducted before you get paid, and that lowers your tax liability as well. Do you want to go to the next step without including adjustments, or would you like to see possible adjustments? Well, nothing's wrong with reviewing to see if I have anything going on there for adjustments, which these are above the line adjustments. Okay, don't have no student loan interest deductions, but I am a school teacher, so I can get up to $250. So I'm going to put that there. Deduction for contributions to RA, health savings. I just told them no on all of that. Certain business credits for reservists, performing artists, and fee-based government officials. Y'all, this one is just what it says. This is pertaining to your Schedule A. I don't know and care what nobody says. That is what this is pertaining to, because these are the only people, well, this is pertaining to the 2106 form, and the 2106 form cannot be used anymore for certain things that we did on our job that helped us with Schedule A that was not reimbursed. Okay, so this is still going to end up being Schedule A at some point. And if you don't have things, property taxes, medical, and all of that that goes above your standard deduction, I wouldn't put anything there. Okay, so deductions reduce the amount of your income. So it said you qualify for a standard deduction of $12,550. So if you remember the first video, I told you your standard deduction is going to be deducted from the overall income. So $12,550 is already a deduction to my $50,000 that I make. So I'm going to take a look at the itemized. Would you like standard or itemized? Well, let's just see what we can itemize, because this is pertaining to our Schedule A. So medical expenses, taxes you paid, qualified interest, gifts and charity, casualty losses, and other itemized deductions. Don't got none of that. If you want to use, even if it's less, you know, that don't do that, because you cheat yourself. That's all I can tell you without trying to teach you to be a preparer. Okay, so tax credits are amounts you subtract directly from your tax obligation. I use the word liability. Would you like to learn more about tax credits you may be eligible for, or get your results without tax credits? Okay, let's see the tax credits. Nothing wrong with looking at them. So child and dependent related. Okay, so we're going to drop this screen. We don't have a child because we're single anyway. Those of you who have children, you need to look at it. Educational, that's going to be about your American Opportunities credit, lifetime credit, if you have that going on. Retirement savings, this is going to be your eligible savings that you can actually write off, that we're teaching you guys about. Homeowners, see if you have residential energy credit or mortgage interest that may be a possibility. Business, general business credit. Okay, so you need to look up what your general business credits may be to you. Okay, click on that and go look for it. I'm not doing that. Okay, so and so forth. Now we're going to go next. Now we're coming to our answer. All right, so off of my income is showing that my expected withholding is $7,087. My anticipated tax obligation will only be $4,268. So what this is showing is I will get a refund. I'll get a refund, right? But the question that you need to ask yourself is, do I want a refund? Why would I wait? That's on you though. Why would I wait for $2,819 at the end of the year? When the possibility is I can go in and adjust my W-4 properly, right? And go ahead and bring that 2819 home. So let's look here. You have a slider, and this slider will say, I want to change this. I really don't want a refund. So look here, it said for a refund of approximately 2819, this is your current projected refund. If you are happy with the results, you not need to do nothing, right? But if you're not, and you say, well, I want to look at what it's going to look like if I have everything correct. Okay, so I don't want a refund. I just want all of my money. So for a refund of approximately zero, to get your desired refund amount, you will need $161 withheld from each pay period. Get this, you're saving $256. That's what you bring back home. Okay, so you're making this choice, right? So how to adjust your withholding. It's going to tell you how to adjust your withholding. You got instructions right here. Click on that. Complete a new W-4 online or via paper as follows. Check online or enter paper your personal information. Select single. Enter 2366 for credits and other. Y'all, it's right here. Step 3, submit this new information to your employee as soon as possible. Okay, or get this, see everything down here? When you do all of this, guess what? It'll do it for you. You can hit print. You can hit where it will it used to download a W-4 for you. Let's see here. After you make the adjustments that you want made, my print, it ain't going on my print. But you should be able to hit and download your W-4 form or follow the instructions that have been given you and submit this, and you can change that. Just know you won't get a refund. You have to, you can recalculate this too. It'll go back and it'll start you over and so forth and recalculate your results once you change it according to the instructions. So don't let this be confusing. This was just a little simple training I wanted to give you. It's a very simple way of getting the job done. And y'all go take a look at it now so that, you know, it's more accurate. I'm sure if you go to the W-4 estimator and put in more of your personal information, and you can see where it'll help you. So I hope this helped you on this Friday. Thank you for joining me. I'm Clarissa Pace, Jerome and Clarissa Pace, myEconers, and we own our business and a nonprofit, and we're so glad to be here to help you all out. Okay, see you on the next go round. Bye-bye.